It all started in 2014 when I met a certain man in a Starbucks. We kind of mingled then. I will be calling him Sans from here on out. I would see Sans more or less a few times a year. We have made contact online, though, on social media. I would see Sans in some event meetup group later that year. We had tons of fun there. We barely interacted the next year. A little more starting 2016. This where the first story starts. Nintendo New York announced a Legend of Zelda Experience event, where during the time period of E3 2016, the store would allow fans to play a demo of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which at the time of the announcement the title was not revealed yet. To be able to participate in the event, fans would have had to secure an appointment for a day and time to play the demo. I was able to secure the time slot at 2 p.m. Friday, June 17th. I arrived early as the event suggested I should do. And as I did, I saw Sans arrive there as well. He ignored me completely. We never spoke at all, and he never even acknowledged my existence. However, I was totally fine with that because I assumed he was busy with other matters. I also have social anxiety, so approaching him would have been difficult. When the time came up, I got to play the demo for the allotted time. It went well. Why am I bringing this up now? It will be important later. Throughout the next few years I would bond more with Sans online. We would grow closer, and by 2018 I would following his YouTube channel. I even participated in one of the Amiibo tournaments he held and stayed up all night watching that. I watched his live streams in the first couple of months and the last 5 months of when he held his streams. He was very nice and professional in his streams. He delivers on his promises when he gives out prizes. He was an enjoyable content creator. I even pressed the like button on a lot of streams. Now one thing I need to emphasize right now is that I actually do not like live streams. I prefer pre-rendered prepared videos, not candid live streams. And archives tend to go on for multiple hours. I only like live streams such as Nintendo Directs or something else special going on. So I was giving Sans special treatment by watching his live streams. Other friends of mine had live stream shows of their own, and the fact that I chose him should show my appreciation for him. Early next year he stopped doing his live stream shows. His reason was that it was affecting his mental state in a negative way. Don't know why. Now fast forward to the release event of Super Mario Maker 2 on Switch. The game itself was already released the day before, but Nintendo New York had an event for that game that morning. Now it is important to also know that at the same day, Raid Day was also happening on the same day in Pokemon Go. Which means after the Mario Maker 2 event I would have to charge my phone battery in preparation for 3 hours of constant raiding to get many Raikou candy and possible shiny Raikou. So the day was loaded. Tons of stuff to do on that day. Super Mario Maker and Pokemon Go. I went over there and Sans happened to be on the line for the event. I didn't expect him. I was nervous because of my social anxiety. Seeing him there I did not know what to do. Also, there was like 20 people between us in that line. He must have gotten very early on the line as he was around top 5 people in queue, while was in 20-something in the queue. I was nervous to approach him. He did call me over and I actually had a conversation with him. I have told him about how I appreciated his stream and he talked about Google Stadia. I asked if his significant other was with him and he said that she had to work. I went inside the store to check for any Smash Ultimate Amiibos in stock. After that I went back to my original place in line as I did. I needed to go there. If I am gone for too long I will lose my place in line during wristband distribution. Both me and Sans are very much aware about how Nintendo New York does line queues. Then when the event began and I was able to get in, I was focused on the scavenger hunt, trying to gather all the hidden stamps. I did notice him, but it was often busy because it was a section full of people and I did not want to bother him, and my anxiety also did not help. Before I got the last few stamps, I did see him leave. I assumed he had to go somewhere. After I finished I could not find him, so I went to Starbucks to charge up. I proceeded with Raid Day, did not get a shiny but got a lucky trade for one. Throughout the Super Mario Maker 2 event I never noticed anything notable that happened at all in my perspective. Because I was being myself and nothing bad of note happened. Several weeks later, the morning event I Raid Day in Pokemon Go, I suddenly decided to check Discord. I saw my messages and then found the reward Sans promised to deliver. I felt happy because I pretty much forgot about it. But when I went on social media to thank him, I found that he has cut me off for some reason. But I still thanked him anyway.
And suddenly, I noticed that I'm unfriended on Skype, unfriended on Facebook, unfollowed on Twitter, unsubbed from YouTube, unfriended on Steam, like literally everywhere I cared to look, I was unfriended.
I was under the impression I must have said offensive things in regards to mental health. Maybe I said something about a certain person's demise, and he did not take it well somehow. I would later learn the truth. If you think there might be an actual real rational reason for what he did, then you will not believe what will follow. Sans decided to cut ties with me because I did not give him enough attention during the Mario Maker event, and it was that which he did not take well. He took the instances where I was too anxious to talk to him as me avoiding him and anyone close to him. He not only was slighted by my anxiety, but took it as a serious offense, outright calling my anxiety mistreatment, getting outraged akin to witnessing his wife being insulted. And it gets worse, calling me toxic over what my unconscious actions along with throwing my name around. But did he ask me about any plans there? No. But have I let him know about my anxiety? Yes. In messages. In detail. Sans gets immensely butthurt without putting any effort to offend him. And guess what? Sans is an adult older than me, which gives off strong entitlement issues on him. And of course he does not appreciate his dedicated viewers of his videos. I essentially wasted much of my time on him just so he can drop me over too little attention in person, which he will register as abuse. How grateful of the special treatment I gave him over everyone else. But the main point of the video is how hypocritical Sans truly is. What if I told you he happens to be guilty of the very same thing he lashes out against me for? Case in point, the aforementioned Nintendo New York event regarding the Legend of Zelda Experience event. What Sans is hating me for is also something he did to me, and much more faithful to his words. He acted like I or those around me are the plague for no reason, to me and my brother who was there. And unlike in the Mario Maker event, we never had a conversation at all. But of course I did not take it personally. After all, the world does not revolve around me. When he does not talk to you and avoids you in the Zelda event, that is okay for him to do. When you interact with him only once and not give him the attention he deserves, that is unacceptable. It is only terrible when he is the one receiving the avoidance treatment and the person avoiding him is toxic. Because anxiety disorders and being afraid to approach people is a myth, right? Sans clearly is a huge hypocrite, and I have another story to share with you. You see, I am not the first person who gets called toxic by him. Sans has referred countless people as toxic even before me. Entire groups. At least 3 communities had to deal with him. One community he has left, he harbored so much hate that he never forgave them. And 2 years after the incident, he noticed their presence at the Nintendo World Championships and complained about them on social media for being there. Months after that incident, he went on to a post where I show that I can take no for an answer, and he called me passive-aggressive. Sans dictates that I am being passive-aggressive, yet has to flat out complain aggressively about a community he does not like just because they went to the same event. Very inconsistent thinking shown. And also, I had the patience to stomach this kind of disrespect from him, but he is the one who flips out over not getting enough attention. This establishes his character. Projection is rampant here. He calls people aggressive despite his own aggressions. He snaps at people for doing exactly what he does. This tale of 2 Nintendo New York events is to show that this man I dubbed as Sans is immature, aggressive, ungrateful, and most prominent of all, a massive unequivocal hypocrite. And finally, I would like to apologize to Toby Fox and the Undertale fanbase for using their Sans as an avatar for this abundance of hypocrisy. I seriously had to make sure this everyone is toxic person does not get exposure for his YouTube channel or play the victim as effectively.